Now we are going to enable knowledge articles in our org. So basically, this is the main content of our customer portal, isn't it? So uh, across each categories, you will just see different knowledge articles or content that we would like to show to the users, right? If there are any queries about bookings, then we wanted to create, the queries as in the Q&A type, yeah. So you'll have multiple questions and answers under this particular category called bookings, and similarly you have different content or knowledge base under check-in checkout policies, right? So this is the important or the key content that we would like to put up on our customer portal, isn't it? So how do we configure this? So for which we are going to enable knowledge feature in our org. Yeah, so let's see how we can do that. So to do this, first you have to be a knowledge user. Yeah, first let's enable the knowledge, and then we will try to categorize that knowledge, knowledge articles. So that we can able to organize in a nice way when you show this up in the customer portal. So that's where this data categories come into the play. So you can also able to customize the knowledge article page, so that for a system administrator there will be multiple fields to be shown, and for other users like authenticated users or guest users, right, we will show only minimum information that is needed, right, for the users. So we'll just see how we can able to configure that as well, and again, right, most importantly, secure the articles, right, from unauthorized access or unauthorized use through profiles. Yeah, so we'll just see everything right now. So the first thing is, let's go to the org. And as I said, right, this knowledge feature is not by default enabled and it won't be available. Okay, so what we have to do is first you have to be a knowledge user. Okay, to get this knowledge feature enabled. So typically, uh, when you go to the user, so that will be a checkbox. Let's load, let it load. There will be a checkbox. So this is me, and yeah. So as you can just see, there is a checkbox, right? Knowledge user. So ensure that this is enabled first, so that it gives this user an option to enable knowledge feature in the org. So let's see. Let's first enable this knowledge user. That's the very first and foremost thing that we have to do. Yes, this is done. So the user has been given knowledge user access. Now let's go and then search for knowledge. Let's refresh this page first. Yeah, let's enable the knowledge settings. So for which we are going to use service setup. So right in the settings, you have a service setup. Click here and it takes you to the service setup. And right here, you can just search for knowledge now. So you can just see there is a option for knowledge settings. So just go there and then just enable the Salesforce knowledge. That's all it is. That's it. So this will help you to just turn on that feature for you. And once this is done, of course, you have multiple options right here. So if you just put this in the edit mode, you will see more options. Will just enable lightning knowledge. So that is also, so this will help us to, create knowledge articles. So let's enable the lightning knowledge. And what else? Let's try to relate the knowledge articles that we create, on cases, the knowledge articles related to cases. So maybe for now let's not talk about this. Let's first create the knowledge articles, then come back and then make changes here. So for now let's simply enable the settings. Other than that, I think we should be good. Yeah, let's move forward. Let's save this one. Yeah, it is saved. Knowledge articles, knowledge settings have been saved. Yeah, so let's go back and then let's try to search for knowledge. Yeah, now you can just see this knowledge, item is appearing right in the search, right? So before we go in there, what happens is when you create a knowledge, when you enable this knowledge, Salesforce knowledge feature in the org, so it creates a new object or it just opens up a new object. So you will find that right here. It's called knowledge underscore underscore KV. That's the API name. This is the knowledge, object that gets, that gets turned on. So, uh, so you can find a lot of standard fields available, which is what we are going to leverage, to create and hold all the knowledge articles. Yeah. So let's use the lightning knowledge, and then start creating, knowledge articles. Let's go to the app launcher. Let's look for knowledge right here. I'm a system administrator, so I'll just see all the fields with no restriction. But we eventually have to make changes in the profile so that users will just see only the information that they are supposed to see. We will do that later. But for now, this is the knowledge lightning page, as you can just see. So let's click on new. So I see title and URL. There are no other fields, right? So let's first go and then add fields to the page layout so that I can able to capture the description. I can able to capture the subject for the knowledge base, everything that I wanted to capture. So let's first close this one. Let's go back to the object manager. Let's search for knowledge. Yes, click here. Let's go to the page layouts. Let's go there and then just bring necessary fields to the page. All right, so I need visible to partner, visible to customer, visible to internal app, visible to public. So I need these four, and the title is fine, URL name is fine. Let me just bring the summary as well. Where do I see? Yeah, summary is right here. So done. All right, let's first save this one, and then let's go back to the page layout. Let's start adding few knowledge articles, right? So I'll go to the knowledge app page, and let's first refresh. Yeah, now I see additional fields on the screen. All right, so let's try to create our first knowledge article. So let me just copy paste from here. How do I cancel my book? That is the cancel my booking. That is my question, and that's the summary. And URL name automatically it's populated, and this is where you can just fine tune the security. So the knowledge article that I create, I would like this to be used in the internal app for sure. I would like this to be used by the customers, and also I just wanted the guest users to also see this see this information. So that's the reason I'm enabling visible in public knowledge base, and also I'm enabling visible to customer. Yeah, so let's save. So typically what happens is in knowledge, whenever you create a knowledge article, it just goes and then saved as a draft. So we have to explicitly publish it, right? So that's what we have to do it as the next step. And also every knowledge article that we create, can be categorized. So using this data category, we'll just see how we can create data categories, very shortly. First, let's try to see how we can publish this article. So let's go to this knowledge. Let's look at the draft articles. Yes. And let's select and publish. Yes. So a new version. Yes. So let's say publish. Okay. So this is as simple, as simple as creating a knowledge article and then publishing it out so that it can be used in the customer portal. So just like this, we can create multiple knowledge articles. So I'll click here, new. And then I would like to add yeah, let's say this cancel my bookings. Cancel a booking is my question, and this is the step. All right, and yeah, I want this to be visible to the guest users and also to the authenticated users, right? So I'll just enable this, save, good. So again, this is in draft status, and let's click on new. Let's try to add another one, probably under different category this time. So I'll try to add a document on check-in, check-out policies. So do you allow bits? Yes, let's copy this. Let's go back here, title, summary. Yeah, that is also done. Make it enable accessible for guest users and also the authenticate users. So far I just created, 3 knowledge articles, right? I'm going to follow the same step and then create, more knowledge articles. Then we will publish together and then we'll focus on setting up data categories. Yeah. Yes, now we have various knowledge articles created. Now it's time to categorize it so that it can be consumable, right, by the end users. So let's try to organize our knowledge articles. So let's first publish this. All the articles are in the draft status. Let's publish this. So I wanted to publish everything. Done. So if I just go to the published articles, I will just see everything, right? So the next thing is I just wanted to assign the category. So first let's set up the categories and then we'll just map each article against a category. So let's see how we can do it. So for which, let's go back to the setup. Let's go to home and let's look for the data category setup. Yes, let it load. And this is where we create, the category groups. You can have a category and then you can have a subcategory, multiple levels of subcategory. So that's what we're going to do. So in our case, we do have different categories, isn't it? So I wanted to categorize my knowledge articles across these six, six groups: bookings, check-in, check-out policies, customer services, discounts, invoices, and policies. Let's see how we can able to create that. So let's go back to the setup. Yeah, and this is how I would like to, set it up. So I just wanted to create a group called customer services and bookings, under which I'm going to have two subgroups, two subcategories rather, customer service and bookings. Similarly, check-in, check-out policies, one primary group, invoice and discounts, right? One as a single group under which you'll have two subgroups, invoice and discounts. So this is how I just wanted to categorize the groups. So let's leave it. And of course, you can add a description, which is also right here. I will be sharing this complete, step-by-step guide after, or I'll give a reference to this guide for you to download so that you can also, use this as an offline reference when you try to set up Experience Cloud in your org. So anyways, let's move forward. Let's create a subcategory. So this is done. Let's try to save this one. Yeah, now it is an inactive, inactive category groups, right? So let's click, yeah, and under which I just wanted to add a new subcategory, customer service, and then I'll have another category called booking. Yeah, done. And let's save this. So now you will just see a category with the name customer services and bookings and two subcategories. Let's repeat that for the next one, which is check-in, check-out policies. Right here, unique name gets populated automatically. Done. And there are no subcategories for check-in, check-out policies, so let's leave it as is. Let's click on new again, and let's try to create a group called invoice and discounts. Unique name gets automatically populated. Let's add a description to this group. Let's save this. It goes into the inactive state first, and it gives you an option to add subgroups. I'll just say invoice, and also I'll try to add discounts. Add. So let's see. Once this is done, we can just make groups, active. We can just activate the group. So you can just use this particular icon, activate category group. So do it, yeah, one after the other. So this is, let's see if this, okay, looks like, let's reload that. Okay, let's reload this page, data category setup. Yep, so this is also now activated. Let's activate the last one. Invoices and discounts. Done. So now we have three active category groups and we do have subcategories, right? So the categories have been created. So let's go back to the knowledge articles, right? So these are the published articles, right? We can go to the published article and then we can just assign a category, to each published article. So like this. So let's go to each article. So this one, can I amend my booking? So this I wanted to categorize under the bookings category. So let's go and then let's add the category. Yeah, so this is currently not editable because this is in a published state. So when you have a knowledge article that is in a published state, right, we have to create a new version and then we can make edits and then we can, publish it again. So that's how this knowledge article management works. Let's just go back now and let's try to first edit this. So edit as draft, yes, please do that. Yeah, so this is cool. And right here now you will just see the edit option enabled and this is where we can just select the category and we'll just say save. That's it. So now the category has been assigned to this knowledge article, right? So we're going to continue the same and then do it for the other knowledge articles as well. Let's go back. Let's go to the articles. So again, all these articles have been published already, so I can just select this one. First edit this as a draft. And again, let's add the category as bookings. Save. Done. So that this is again in draft status. We have to republish it. So we will do it once we change all the other articles. So I'll just choose. Can I chat someone in customer service? Okay, let's try to edit this as draft. And this is related to the customer services data category, right? All this Q&A related to customer service. So let's say save. So let's repeat the same for other knowledge articles as well. All right, now all these articles have been updated with the data category, isn't it? So let's publish all the articles again. So let it publish. So now if I go back to the published articles, I can just choose any one article and let's see if the category is updated. Yes, it is there. So now we managed to create knowledge articles, right, which we wanted to show in the customer portal, and then we also managed to nicely categorize it, right, across different groups or different categories, isn't it? So that's step number two. Step number three is we're going to use this data categories and then apply security. As in, using this data categories, we can just define which user can see, uh, which user can see which uh, knowledge articles by category. So uh, let's first go to the data category visibility setup so you'll get more clarity. Yeah. So now we are going to use this data category to set up who can see this knowledge articles in the auth. So that's what we are going to do. So using which we can control, we can control which set of users can see this particular set of articles. So to do that, what we have to do is we can go to profile, profile and then set. set the data category visibility, or we can use roles to set the data category, or we can use permission sets or permission set groups as well. So in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to the setup. Let me look for the users. Okay, I'm going to use profiles to set the data category. So yeah, I have a user now, and go right here. So on the top, yeah. So right here, you will see if you go to the profile, system administrator, you will see an option to configure the data category visibility, which is right here, category group visibility settings. So right now, the visibility is set as none. And remember, we created three groups, right? I can just edit each group and I can just say system administrators can see all the articles that are categorized under check-in, checkout policies. I can do that. I'll just say all categories. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do. And I can further, set the security at a granular level. For example, we go back here. So let me just go to customer services and bookings. So we do have subcategories, isn't it? So what I can do is I can just say all the articles under customer services and bookings should be visible to the system administrator users, or I can choose custom, yeah, and then I can just say no, I don't want to show all the categories or wanted to open up all the articles under this category to system administrator. Instead, I can just say I want only the uh, articles that are categorized under bookings should be visible to system administrator, and not any articles that are categorized under customer service should not be visible. I can just able to choose at a subcategory level as well, and then configure the visibility. And in our case, I'm not going to do any custom visibility settings. Instead, I'm going to open up all the articles under customer services and bookings for system administrators. Let's first save this, and let's do the same for the third group. Yeah. So this time as well, like I'm just going to enable all the articles under this category. So whenever we create a profile, right, specifically for the Experience Cloud users, we have to repeat the same steps. We have to go to the profile and then ensure that the data category visibility is appropriately set so that the users can see the articles back in the portal. Anyways, we'll be doing it in the next or in a while. Okay, so now this is what we did. So we did enable a knowledge feature, yeah, for which you need to be a knowledge user number one, and then we created knowledge articles, right? So knowledge articles are stored in a standard object called knowledge, right? The API name is knowledge underscore underscore nav, and then once a knowledge article is created, right, we can just apply the category. So using category, you can control which set of users can see the knowledge articles in your system. So when you configure data category, right, to set the data category visibility, it can be done at a profile level, just like how we did it, right? Or you can do it at a role as well, at role level as well. Also, you can use permission sets and permission sets groups, to enable the visibility settings. Okay, but everything happens after you set up the data category and then assign the data category to a knowledge article. So that is something that we did. Yeah. So yeah. So as a next step, I would like to bring these knowledge articles, right, back to the customer portal, right? So we'll just see how we can bring these articles back into the portal and then nicely categorize this something like this, right? Different categories, and then on click, I want to show all the articles, right? Relevant articles under this category. We'll just see how we can configure this back in the Experience Cloud.